Hey, welcome back to another doujinshi review from White Album 2. Now today we're going to be reviewing a novel-style doujinshi, and this one's actually quite a bit longer than most are. So let's go ahead and dive right in. So we have some beautiful cover art. I'm particularly fond of the housewife type style of it. This is Can't Let You Go, short stories from White Album 2 Coda. So this is towards the end of the game. This was released by the Circle White Hair Band and written by Einshalt. So let's go ahead and jump right in. White Album 2 Coda, Can't Let You Go. And this is focused on both Kazusa and Setsuna, depending. So we have credit to the game's makers. This also borrows canon both from Coda and from the mini album, the after, the side stories. So there's quite a bit of different canon written in here. The author, I should say, actually mentions he wants to try to stick to canon as much as he can within reason. For example, in one of the scenes, there's a birthday cake with fruit on top. He wrote it as being canned fruit, but in the game, it's actually fresh fruit. So there's an apology at the end of this book for that, which I found adorable and very funny. So, coming to the index here, since this is a collection of short stories, there are a bunch of different chapters. So birthday number 1 is Kazusa's birthday. And this artist actually released another book called Tarot Woman, which focused on Kazusa's birthday, but it's also included here in this book. We have a section called Long, Long, Long. Birthday 2 is Setsuna's birthday. So it's just a bunch of different types of short stories. We'll look at a few in here. So this text is a lot, and because it's so many stories, it's very thick, actually. But yeah, pretty much just exploring the different possibilities of what could have been with the birthdays there. We're gonna go ahead and move to Long, Long, Long. So Long, Long, Long is actually a story about what if Setsuna and Kazusa decided to cut their hair, because their long hair is such a prominent thing in the series. You know, how would Haruki react? What would people think? What would they think? What about their feelings? And what's kind of cute and interesting in that is that in Japanese culture, a lot of people have this belief where if you're heartbroken, or if something horrible happens in your life, like you get dumped or you get rejected, you should cut off your hair as part of a mourning. And this comes, I believe, back from like samurai age, where they would just keep growing out their hair until they were defeated or shamed and then had to chop off their hair. And so that is still somewhat practiced to this day. You might see, usually girls will cut their hair very short if they're rejected or something happens with their lover. So that's just a bit of backstory about that. So basically the rest is just explaining some different scenarios of the characters towards the end of the game. Both lighthearted and a little bit hard-hitting, but more than not lighthearted, which is nice. Change of pace. There is one illustration included here, and that's with Haruki and Setsuna. Haruki has a bit longer hair, and the author did actually mention Haruki does have slightly longer hair here, which may be controversial, but he really likes it like that. He likes this style. The shading in this is actually interesting because it's not dot style, but it's actually line style. So many different straight lines going down. An interesting way for sure to decide to shade. So then coming to the end of the book, He's Gone. Now, He's Gone is a very sad chapter, basically just about the worst things that could happen. So, for example, post Christmas Eve, when Haruki's screaming in the train station, things like that. So then coming to the end, we have just the author's notes, the author's thanks, and just short descriptions of what each chapter kind of involves here and why they wanted to write about it, which is neat. I love that Japanese doujinshi novel artists always have longer afterwards where they kind of explain their decisions. I think that's pretty neat. I enjoy that quite a bit. And then thank you so much for reading. The author says if you wanted to reach out to them on Twitter, they would be super happy to talk to you about your thoughts and other things like this. Or even if you don't have Twitter, just contact them through any means that you have and they'd be happy to see you. And that is the end. So let's look at some of these song credits. This author always uses some kind of song credits at the end of their book for some of the chapters. So we have Birthday from the Beatles, Long, Long, Long from the Beatles, She's Gone by Pilgrim, Eric Clapton, Can't Let You Go by Ben Out of Shape and Rainbow. They're a big Beatles fan. Every single novel I've read by this author, by Einshalt, has included titles from the Beatles. So this actually came out in 2016. You can look them up on their own website or on Twitter. And that is the end. So, thank you for joining me on this doujinshi review of Can't Let You Go. I'll be reviewing more White Album 2 doujinshis in the future, so until then, I hope you take care. See you!